Hey Aquarius, welcome back to Nature's Galaxy. I'm your host and talkative friend Luna. Is it just me, or is it like an Aquarius thing where it's just like, oh my gosh, full of energy, I'm gonna get this done today, and this done today, and this done today, and then like you just being tired just like swamps over you. Maybe it's like Pluto retrograde. Because at the beginning of the day, I'm just like, oh my god, I have like all this energy. And now I'm like, I know I was supposed to do your guys' reading yesterday in my mind, but I couldn't do it. As soon as I got home, I didn't even know I fell asleep. So, here we go. Aquarius. Not everything I say will resonate with you, but based off of faith, we'll go from here. I called a Moldavite the other day. So the reading might be a little intense, but we'll see. I'm just balancing out the energy with the moonstone. The clear quartz is going to amplify certain things anyway, so it's kind of like a neutral thing, but not a neutral thing. It's an amplifier, so 9 energy. Okay. Just putting it out there. All right. In the midst of the exhaustion, sleepiness, or just, being tired for the Aquarius placements, what do they need to know from the reading the other day? 5 of Cups. Okay, so some of you are tired because of some sort of heartache, certain things coming to an end, friendships ending, needing to move. There's a couple of things that are going on here. 5 of Cups is you cannot get you can't get that energy back. You can't get that water back. It is back into Mother Earth. It goes. Okay, so a lot of you could be dealing with a Taurus. The Hierophant keeps coming up for your sign, or you have Taurus placements in whatever astrology chart that you're looking at that, is beaming to this. So as an Aquarius rising, I could go ahead and say this is your 3rd house, your 4th house, or your 5th house for some of you, not all of you, okay? So you, again, could have Taurus in your big 3, or, of course, you could be dealing with a Taurus. So some of you have some sad feelings toward this Taurus. You wish things worked out better. You wish this person wanted to understand you better, but you also understood that they have their own road to go through. So depending on how this Taurus has treated you, regardless, the 5 of Cups is where certain things are, if you are dealing with a Taurus, okay? Not everything I say will resonate with you, but based off of faith, we'll go from here. This could also be from a few years ago, is what I'm also getting. It doesn't have to be anything recent. Maybe like 6 years ago, 10 years ago. 5 energy. So big change. A focus on sensuality, a focus on loneliness. Because Taurus is about its, earthly sensuality, coming together, so on and so forth. Okay, another 5. Oh, wow. Okay. Some of you Aquarians are not feeling this. 5 of Pentacles. Maybe some of you feel on the outside of connection, like you're coming out of this Taurus transit and you don't know what to do. You're just like, you sacrifice certain things for certain people, certain institutions, certain causes, so on and so forth. You were gung-ho about certain things. You were, I guess, if we are going off of the reading the other day, you were dogmatic about certain situations, and it led you to these 5 states, not so much of being of stature to some degree, okay? There is some rank here. I don't necessarily know if it's good, bad, indifferent, Because the 5 of Pentacles, it's not always going to admit that it's in a bad situation. 5 of Cups, oh, they know. They know it's bad. They know that they need to wear the cloak. They need to mourn. Mourning is its own thing. Now, if you do have, you know, certain feelings in the Five of Pentacles energy, of course, that's normal. Of course, of course, of course. But, you know, again, there are some people who, like, they'll cut off those emotions. And I know you Aquarians understand that whole cutting off emotions game. So on and so forth. Okay. Some of you may feel like you're being challenged at work. Some of you may feel like you're being challenged by a certain set of traditional rules. You may be running up against a brick wall. The Taurus card to me when I'm reading tarot is the brick wall of life. You are not getting past this maze until you realize, until you learn why certain things aren't going to go your way because X, Y, and or Z. Have you been living in a facade almost? There's nothing wrong with wanting to follow your heart, but some of you may have followed your heart in such a way that has been really hurtful and stifling towards certain areas of your life. It could be money, it could be emotions, it could be the mixture. I'm not really sure. Some of you, the 2 out of 3 Aquarius degrees, you know. So 2 out of 3, some of you are here, and then for others of you, you're here, or you can be here, or you can be here. You know, you have everything, but like you just feel so desolate to some degree. Or you have everything, and or you're jumped into this big, huge responsibility where, you know, it just seems like, do you have your own life? For some of you, are you actually living towards your life, or is like this depression starting to seep in because you're not even for a moment signing yourself away to things that you would actually be happy doing? Like this, you know, you want to create your home. You want to create how you speak to other people. You want to create how you actually have fun in certain situations, so on and so forth. Some of you, congratulations, you are there. You keep growing and you keep growing and you keep growing. And these 5s are just a mirror of where you've been. Like, oh shit. Oh, that was bad. Oh, when I was here, this was bad. Yeah. And right smack dead in the middle, you're just like, I've come far. 1 foot in front of the other, my friend. Okay. What's going on with the energy? Oh. Hello, Libra. Weren't expecting you, but come on in. Justice is here. Okay, so Venusians, you know, coming straight to your front door. This could be law enforcement coming into your neighborhood, coming into your community. But it's still protected by this Venusian energy, though. You know, it's still protected. Blah, 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 blah. It's still protected by a certain sense of pride and beauty. Words. I can speak. Fuck it. If I'm gonna stumble over my words, might as well make the hell of a lot of fun with it. Fuck it. Anyway. Justice. Spiritual court, almost. What do you want, girl? What you want, boy? Oh, okay. 6 of Wands for you to win. Okay. Thank you, Libra. Love that. Justice energies looking at Aquarius like, yes, queen. Yes, king. Work. Do the fucking thing. Let's bounce up out of this, or let's protect what is ours. Ooh. Yeah, but justice energy is like, just let Libra sit on that bench, okay? Because once it goes from one side or the other, it's just the energy, not so much a person, but the energy, just let Libra just like sit here, okay? It's fine. But Ooh, let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. Ooh-wee. Yeah, bottom of the deck, Hangman. Some of you need to really jump into your physical abilities. You know, are you sitting around just collecting hard feelings? This is for some of you, okay? We got to go ahead and get up now. Even if there is like this depression looming a little bit, we still got to put, you know, one foot in front of the other, okay? Even if we're stuck. It's not for everybody, but I say it from a stance of like, hey, when I was 16 years old, I broke my L5, okay? So this could be like an emotional thing for some of you. Some of you, it could be like a physical thing. So I'm normally coming from like a physical thing where it's just like, all right, we've been sitting for too long. Time to get up. But I know for other people, especially when it comes down to depression, it is not a simple, easy, cookie cutter thing every day, so on and so forth, okay? But it is your reminder. Okay. Let's look into this justice energy, and then I'll get a clarifier on the rest of the cards. The justice is pressing. Oh, okay, yeah. Justice energy wants you to win. Good fortune, good luck. So Libra season this year, if you have felt down on your luck, do not worry. You have been learning slowly, steadily, but it has still lined you up for a certain level of stability and luck. Excellent. Excellent. Excuse me. It says detox and rethink before I put it back in the deck. You should see me like when I'm in a panic. I will turn on that baby voice like nobody's business, and I'll shake everybody around me. Excuse me. What do you think you're doing? My hair is in a mess. I finally washed it. The thoughts, it was too much. It was time for me to wash my hair. Clean out some of that shit. Funny enough, like when it was drying, I like fell asleep for 3 hours. Oof, there's a lot collected. All right, upgrades. All right, so Libra's also bringing upgrades your way. You may like trip and something may fall, or there could be some damaged property, but you know, what you pay out is a good chunk of, excuse me, hold on. Okay. What you could be paying out, you know, it equals what you are getting back, okay? You may have mixed emotions about it, but who wouldn't when it's coming down to quality, efficient services, you know? But that is Libra. Libra is just like, no, I don't want something that's just expensive. I need something that's actually going to fucking last. I don't need jeans that are going to last me like a few weeks. I need jeans that are going to last me like 5 fucking years. Plus. Don't ask for help. Or don't ask for help. Why did I read it like that? I mean, if you do have Taurus in your chart, like in your big 3, you may be thinking that exactly, where it's just like, I shouldn't ask for help. You know, Hanged Man situation, 4 of Cups situation, all the way up into the fucking Tower. But the cards are like, we could skip all of that. Ask for help. Don't be a jerk to yourself. Aquarius with Taurus placements. Aquarius with Taurus placements, I'm talking to you. Ask for help. Why did I feel like in my own mind, it was just like, so don't ask for help. Stop playing with me. Aquarius, Taurus placement. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with yourself. Oh my God. Oh my God. So unserious. Ask for help. Goodness. Ask for fucking help. What is that help though? Let's see. Commit, communicate. So something that could potentially deal with a relationship long term, so on and so forth. could have something to do with this Libra energy. Was this, you know, two of the marriage cards here. If that's the case, it's not, the marriage is going through 5 of Cups energy, 5 of Pentacles energy. 6 of Wands is just like, but we're making it. Okay. So observe your surroundings, be fearless. It doesn't have to be a marriage. It could be, but you know, it's still like a civil marriage to some degree. You know, you've been together for over 5 years. We got 5, 5, 5. It's been over 5 years at least. And then on the timer I saw 15, 25. So there's like some kind of 3 energy involved. All right. The odd numbers. The odd numbers. Okay. So we have control. Oh, not in the cards. Text, email, call. See you soon. It's time to heal and see what's going on / changing. Heart chakra. Go within. There's more to the story, but trust your inner voice. If this has something to do with some sort of relationship thing. I think that was a message in itself with the cards that came out. We also have different background and culture shock at the bottom. And absolutely not. Oh, what the fuck? What in the racist bullshit is this? I don't know what that's about. Okay. It's like different background? Absolutely not. Like, what? You exclusive bitches? I mean, you know, to be exclusive to, you know, an artist degree, yeah, sure, okay, well, whatever. But in terms of, like, cultural, historical, different backgrounds, like, you racist fuck. I don't know what that's about. It could also just be differences that are coming up in the bloodline for some of you. Let me put some of these cards away. And too much in front of me, I'm gonna start forgetting what I'm doing. All right. It's like when you're not wearing your glasses for a long time. And you tend to, you know, your focus tends to just drift away. Like, what was I supposed to be doing? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. Wait. Because I swear, when I start wearing my glasses, the focus really starts to zero in. I told that to a few of my students back in the day. One of them had an ankle monitor. And then I found out later in the year, they were just like, you know, I should be wearing glasses. And I was just like, so that's why you have behavioral issues. You can't see the board. And you know, when something's like so right, it kind of like hits you and reverberates. Felt it. All right. So if you have children and they've been having behavioral issues, I guess they need glasses, or maybe this like a niece or a nephew or something like that. I don't know. All right, let's look at the 5 of Cups. Let it go. Not all things last. I know what this is about, but let it go. Not all things last. Excuse me. Let's see. And it also says schemes don't care, businesses nurture when it comes down to the 5 of Cups. So moving on to the 5 of Pentacles. We have be real. Who cares? Aw, man. Ugh. That's a terrible cocktail of bad feelings that you might be concocting within your brain space. Creating dents here or there. So it's like major mother and father wounds. We have transportation, attracting and saving money in reverse, and you have it already in reverse. So you may have run into a series of bad luck. I may have to go ahead and say some of it could have been a self-prophecy. We have the root chakra here. So if you are healing the root chakra, it is important when in meditation to say to yourself that Mother Nature does come together to support you. In one way or another, these wounds within you will heal. One way or another. It may take a while. Pentacles energy is some years in the making, okay? Because 5 is also a cycle in itself. It doesn't seem that way, but it is. because you can, just like the 8 symbol, you can go up or down, up or down, up or down. And when it comes down to the 5 energy, again, a part of it deals with sensuality, and that can be a trap to some extent. And by sensuality, I also mean like the 5 senses, the pleasures. Like you can get lost in the pleasure of, oh, I want to keep getting alcohol, or some people want to keep gambling because of that feeling. Other people, what's another example of the 5 of Pentacles? Because homelessness, that could also be in the 5 of Pentacles in terms of it being its own cycle. It's hard for some people to get employment or like stay somewhere because they don't have a place to live. Like, how can you get a job when you don't have a place to live? So I will also say, if that is happening to some degree, try local businesses with the 5 of Pentacles. Be careful with some areas that are gentrified, of course, but you can try to find small, sustainable work, one foot in front of the other, okay? At least to bring some focus in and out of this area, so you can start building your own intimate security within yourself, okay? You don't have to keep pouring out your energy to feel like, again, this cycle is never ending, okay? So transportation, again, I feel like that will, something about local, keep something local. Be weary of some areas that are getting gentrified, okay? With attracting and saving money, I would say, like, since it did come out in reverse, again, we gotta, switch up this mental healing to some degree, okay? Because there are some things that you are, you're hung up about, but the trauma takes a while for you to heal, for you to feel like, I think I might be able to one day get to the 6 of Cups, after the Tower. And then, if you're really for it, the Empress, that is possible one day, all right? But there are steps to this. My friend, she ended up going back to church recently, and she was talking about how, she's not always in favor of going to like certain churches compared to others. And I was just like, don't worry, girl. The Spirit has you putting in steps to find where you need to be. Go ahead and put in the steps, okay? We were here, put on this earth to experience this body, to walk, to learn, different things like that. I don't know, I'll always carry that sentiment with me because I have strong 9th house placements. My Jupiter is in my 9th house. My Venus is in my 9th house. And I know even when I was little, I couldn't wait to like walk to school because it was a few blocks away, but there was always something like really important about like walking to school. And it was like hard for me to like really describe until later on, where again, just explaining that sentiment where the Spirit wants you to really go towards what it wants, what it needs from you. In life, your soul can get beaten down in so many different ways, shapes, forms, and fashion. But when you start putting in the steps here and there to be like, this is what I want, this is what I want to transfer my life back into, regardless of this desolation, then you're going to be like, you already have it. So I do feel like on a different spectrum of this with the 5 of Pentacles here, if you are helping people, you have been helping people, but again, the 5 of Pentacles does like to, rear its ugly head sometimes around, most of the time, around holiday season. So if you're going to put in the extra work to help your community, help the people around you, remember to be kind. Remember to stay transparent in some of these situations. You don't want to put any type of face, any type of emotion into something that you're going to inevitably keep passing by later on down the line, okay? Why do I mention this? On the podcast, and I think I'll end the reading here after I explain a dream that I had some years ago. In the past, I think it was back in 2021, something like that. Definitely wasn't in 2020. I remember a lot of my dreams from back then, and I know it wasn't that. But I think it was either in 2021 or 2023 that I had this dream where in certain parts of wherever I was, this was past the desolation of certain areas in America. You know, we can see it now anyway. But in this dream, I had this long hair. That's normally how I can tell I also have, or I'm in a dream, because like my hair is different. And it's easy for me to tell. I had this long hair in my dream. And while I was walking from here to here, there was like a baseball field to the right of me, and people or little kids were playing, and not like actual baseball, they were just kind of like playing in the dirt. It was like a desert like area. And people were like braiding their hair in shacks and different things like that. And as I'm walking along, I reach like certain small huts or buildings or whatever like that. And in these buildings, I could see people like really, like they were looking at me some type of way, like, who are you? Where you come from? So on and so forth. Like, watch your fucking step. And I could feel that. But in the dream, I had to use the restroom. Had to use the restroom. So I'm obliviously just like walking, trying to find the restroom in my dream. And so I walk into a shack, and there's like this small group of people, and one of them like turn around while the other one's already looking at me, and I'm like, but I notice, oh, I think I walked into the wrong fucking thing. I think I'm not supposed to be here, but I don't say that. I say, hey, I'm not gonna stay here for long. I just need to use the restroom, if that's cool, if that is okay. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. It's down that hall. I'm like, okay, thanks. Walk down the hall, turn the corner, and I hear this one woman say, who said that, was just like, go ahead, take her out. And I was like, oh shit, let me at least use the restroom. Oh my God, this is what I'm thinking. But of course, you know, I'm walking at like normal speed, but by the time I reach the end of the hall, I can feel somebody also turned down the hallway. I go into the stalls. And of course, you know, use the restroom. But thankfully, I didn't use it in real life. Just in the dream state where bam, bam, done. And then now I'm hearing somebody walk into the bathroom. And they're looking into the stalls. My heart is like getting lower and lower and lower and lower. And then finally, they open the stall to where I am, and they're holding this sharded mirror. And they're just, I forget what they tell me. And I guess it's more of like, hey, what are your last words? And I'm just like, whoa, you got me. Look, it's hard out here. You do what you gotta do. That's what I said in the dream. And I was like, but wait, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait, hold up, wait a minute, wait. How about I give you a haircut? And this person's like, huh? Their hair in this dream was so bad. When I tell you it was so bad, the only way he could save his haircut is if he shaved off his whole head, because there was like pieces that were growing from here, pieces were going from here, pieces were and then the rest of it was like a bald spot. The only way that you could fix his hair was to just cut it all off. And I was like, yeah. Let me just, give you a haircut. I Duolingo. They're upset I haven't played. But I was just like, I saw you talking to that woman, like, out there, And he's like, wait, I like her? I was like, yeah, like, of course. Like, I literally just walked in the room, and of course I saw it. Before I asked to use the restroom, and, now we're here. And he's just like, you would really do that? I was just like, yeah. I mean, come on. He's like, okay. And handed me this shard, this broken mirror shard. He sat down in front of me on the toilet. And I started trying to cut his hair, you know, just piece by piece, you know, trying to, you know, do what I could. I'm trying to, there's so much you can do with a haircut like that. There's only so much you can do. But either way, in the dream, I was just like, so, how'd you get here? You know, like, what happened to you before this, everything happened in the world? He was just like, you know, I was an electrician back in the day. You know, I was doing this, I was doing that, but, you know, everything happened in the world, and, well, I'm here, and, you know, I lost my wife, I lost my kids, you know, I lost everything. And I was just like, damn, that's real sad, you know, just still kind of say. And we hear somebody come into the bathroom with us, and we're spooked. And the girl turns in and she was just like, I thought you were supposed to kill her. And he was just like, hold on, wait. Pause. He gets up. I'm not done with his hair. He gets up, turns to her and says, nah. She good people. Don't worry about it. Turns and starts to head out. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm not done with your haircut. He's like, don't worry about it. We'll see you out there. And then I look down as they're walking out at this broken mirror shard, thinking, oh my God. And then I wake up, obviously. But even when I wake up, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. My oblivion has saved me yet again. My kindness and oblivion have saved me yet again. I can't tell you how many, like, also in real life, not to say like I've been challenged in that way before, that I know of or remember at this point in time. But I do remember very vividly also still certain situations in my life where I didn't play that role, where it could have turned out very different. Very different. So blessed be to the message on where it's supposed to go. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, Aquarius. Thank you so much for stopping by and trusting me with your cards. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a great morning, noon, evening, or night. And I'll talk to you guys next time. And I got to go find a napkin now. Goodbye!